Wilson underneath to Davis. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. Third and long. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. On first down, it's Smith. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. He's got it at the 15. And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line. It's a big play there for the Lions. 43 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now. This is Charkandrick West. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. The last two plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. From the gun, here's Smith. Escaping the pressure right. Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. A third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And out across midfield, down to the 45. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Good to see this man running again. Here's Chris Carson. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held him to no gain.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, Wilson. And this one is incomplete. He was going for the tight end, Nick Vanette, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. So 2 missed field goals for him now, and that's helped keep them with a big 0 on the scoreboard.
Well, it's not the only reason they have a 0. The offense has been bogged down a few times now, but it's certainly not helping the cause any at all.
On 1st and 10, Smith. Out to the flat for Reddick. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Smith now to throw. Gonna look deep for Wilson. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On 2nd and 10, Smith. The left side completion to Jones. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Out of the gun, Smith. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Frank Clark, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there, we've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That goes for a gain of 31. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
14.
On 1st down, Wilson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jarrett Davis. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
After the interception, here's Smith, dumping it off for Johnson. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Smith. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 23 yards on the play. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Smith. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
15. Liz.
A shotgun snap for Smith. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. As his guys are in for 6. And the Lions add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to...
Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. As they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. From the gun, it's Wilson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Operating from the gun, Wilson, and he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Flush to his right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Wilson. Flushed out right. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And he missed it. He missed it just wide of that left upright. It's no good. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Rip. Go. Liz, huh, Liz. Watch the edge.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down. Looking downfield for Jones. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right. Hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
The Lions on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Smith from the gun, he'll throw. And he locates Luke Wilson. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Go, run. Okay, you got 4. Let's go, 15. Let's go, go.
They'll run again here with West. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. Underneath for Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 20. Here's Wilson to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Eli Harold in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use your aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. He's going to wind up and air it out into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Glover Quinn, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Partner, when you're playing cover 2, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
Now it's Smith. He's going to let one fly for Tate. And this is taken in at the 5. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Golden Tate, his 4th touchdown on the year. And thanks to the interception, the Lions offense cashes in with 6. Prater for the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 21. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Kerry Hyder in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
And the pressure gets to him again. Kerry Hyder in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Throwing is Wilson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
On the return, it's Tate. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Lions will take over. So out now come the Lions. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Hey, on! Hey, 52.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Man, it's caught at the the 6-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 41 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
He'll get it up the middle. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Let's go. Let's go. 15.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
The Lions on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
Replace. Orange.
Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. This offense so far on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and goal. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the lead now increases to 20-0. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson, eluding the pressure right. He's going deep for Brown. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down, couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Wilson buying time to his left. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Darius Slay with a pick. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's got it to West on the dump off. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now a toss. This is West. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step one. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still a 3-score game, though, fourth quarter. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. It's the 2014 NFL interception leader, Glover Quinn. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Check 43. Good, 4 down, 4 down. Tighten up. Be alert.
Now Wilson on first down. Forced out to his left. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. Following the fumble recovery, Smith. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kerry Hyder in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And his throw here is incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And it's third down. from the shotgun. Wilson. And now here's another interception. Nevin Lawson with a pick. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing it.
So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
35. Ready? Wide 80. 12.
Back to the air. Smith on second down. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, and now West lost the football. It's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Play action. Now Wilson. Dancing to it, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Kerry Hyder, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Baldwin with it over the middle. A good pick up there at 20 yards. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Wilson. Underneath to Davis. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They are excited about where they are in this game.
Let's go. Let's go, 15.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Throwing now, Smith. Dumping it off for Johnson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. He's going to air one out. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. It's a big play there for the Lions. 51 yards.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Here's Prater now set to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room, get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coaches say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here. No one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we still have an opportunity to do something.
Pride on the line.
Exactly. You have pride on the line, execution as you look forward and get ready for your next game, and a message to your team. We're not going to quit no matter what the battle is. We're going to finish this thing out.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. One last shot for Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So, Charles, are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field.